And in part 5 of our series of Getting Started with TherapyAppointment.com, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the process. So, now you have all your settings and databases set up correctly. Your calendar with the days and times for availability was set up by you during our sign-up process, so you're ready to use TherapyAppointment.com as your practice management system. Let's just take a quick look at the process. Select your client from the patient database by clicking on the Old Patient button to bring up a list of all of your active clients in alphabetical order by last name, or type a few letters of their last name in the search box above the Old Patient button. Click on the correct patient's name in order to review their information page for any relevant information, such as an alert placed on their account, the date of their last appointment, or any expired authorizations. Put the client on your schedule. You have two options here. You can do this from the client's info page by clicking on the Appointment button and viewing a month's view of your available appointments. Clicking on the appropriate date and time, and the client is now on your schedule. Note that the client info page is updated with that new appointment near the bottom of the page. If you need to set recurring appointments with a client, go to the Set Appointment button on their patient information page and set recurring appointments, selecting the day of the week, the date range, and how often you'd like to see the client. You can also add a client to today's schedule very quickly by clicking on the white field in an open time slot, typing a few letters of their last name, and clicking the Schedule button. This will bring up your client choices. Just select the name you want and click. This will put them on the schedule at that time. Once the client is on your schedule, he or she will receive any reminders that have been set up on his info page if he is scheduled in advance of the reminder messages going out. Let's take a look at today's schedule now. The client comes into your office and you see them at their appointment time. If you work with the front desk who's collecting fees or co-pays before the session, your office staff, from their administrative account, can click on the Charges button next to the client's name and enter the CPT code for the visit and any payments made. If you are using our credit card processor, Merchant Warehouse, you will have the option of swiping or entering a credit card or charging a card already on file for that client from the screen. The screen turns yellow to indicate the charges, the CPT code that has been processed. If you, the therapist, are taking payments from your client, click on the Chart button to the right of your client's name on the schedule. This will bring up the charting options for the client if you have charting turned on. If you have the charting function turned off, you will see a Charges button and complete the process as was just demonstrated for your front desk. From the charting screen, look to the left side. Select the CPT code from the CPT code drop-down menu. If you have more than one place of service entered into the system, use the POS button to indicate which location is to be used for the billing purpose. You also have the ability to use the Units area if you need to bill in units of time for your CPT code. And there's room to enter any two-letter modifier code that may be needed by insurance for your particular practice situation. Add-on codes and Medicare PQRS, if needed, are available from these other drop-down menus on the screen. And if you want a description of what the codes are, click on this box. Next, we move to the right side of the screen. Enter in the amount and type of payment that the client made today on this date of service. Note that at the top right of this charting screen is a display of any monies owed by the client that is not expected to be paid by insurance. If the client has a credit balance, that will also be noted here. Next, choose the charting style you're using with this client and chart your note. Ensure that you have a diagnosis code entered and save the note. This will create an audit of your charting and alert you to anything you may need to correct. Continue this process with each client that you see for this date of service throughout the day. When your charting is complete on a client, your client's name turns green as an indicator. As a therapist, I like to see green on my schedule. It means my work is done. If you have charting turned off, or if only a CPT code and payment have been entered, but charting is not complete, the patient's name will be yellow. Once all of your charting is complete, at the end of the day, click this End of Day button, which is found on your blue column of buttons. This will bring up a screen in which to review what's going to be locked into place for this date of service that is pertinent to billing. If something is incorrect, you can go back into the chart or patient info area for this client and change it. Once that's complete, just hit the End of Day button again to do another review. After ensuring everything is correct, click Lock Records and Review Claims. Your chart notes are now locked, and your claims have been queued up for submission to insurance. You will be automatically taken to the claims screen, where you can see all of the claims which are queued up and ready to be submitted to insurance. Everything in green has been audited and looks complete. Any claim listed which is red suggests that you will have an insurance rejection unless changes are made. Only claims which have a check in the checkbox will be processed by therapyappointment.com. The others will stay in queue so that you can update the client's info with the needed information that's missing. Once that happens, the claim will be green and ready to be submitted at any time. Click the Submit Claims button. All of your checked electronic claims have been submitted. And if you have any simple lists or paper claims to print, you'll be taken through the process of printing those at this time. Just follow the prompts by the system, and therapyappointment.com will guide you through the process. Now you have your claims all processed and complete. Be sure and put any paper claims in the mail. If you had electronic claims go out, you will receive messages via our clearinghouse area about those claims being accepted and processed by the clearinghouse and the insurance company. Just go to the gray set of buttons, click the Clearinghouse button, and pay attention to any of the messages marked in red. You will also receive those notices from Office Ally, our clearinghouse partner, via an email message, and you will be notified of rejected claims via our Messages button as well. If you refresh your current day's schedule, you will notice now that it is very dull and gray. This is an indication that the records have been locked, and you may add addendums to any chart notes for this date of service by clicking on the Addendum button. If you forgot to add a client for a date of service to a date that's already been locked, no worries. Just add the client at the appropriate time, complete the process, and lock the day again. Now, what you do is wait for insurance to pay. Be sure and take part in our billing insurance and posting payments trainings for more in-depth training on that part of our system. That's the basic process. Quick, simple, and easy. Be sure and watch our other videos in order to get a good in-depth understanding of other parts of our system, such as charting, scheduling, billing, and posting of payments.